Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
Another thing I want to get into. I know all of you have won something in the WBBL once a time in your careers, right? So my question is, whoever wants to start off first, talk us through the most memorable moment of winning the playoffs or the cup trophy or the league, whichever it is. Which is the most memorable moment you can think of, and why was it?
I think for me it was the one that like T was talking about before at Northumbria. It was so how like Naomi and Helen are talking about Hatters have always won everything. So I grew up in an era where Wildcats were always playing Sheffield in finals, and like even to the point where Sheffield had beaten us. Like my dad was coaching, I think, in the semi-final of the playoffs, and Betty had come up to me at the end, and I think she was trying to be nice, but she was like, "Do you want to be our mascot and run out at Wembley?" And I was like, "No, my daddy's going to get there one day. I don't need to be your mascot." So like I grew up in that era of like Sheffield. And you know, for years and years I'd watched Wildcats come second in everything, in the league, in the playoffs. And so that first like win, even though it was like away from home, and it was a bit weird because it was like an away game, so we didn't have anybody there to celebrate with us, but I was like crying, and like it was, yeah, that's the most memorable for me, because it was just sort of like 40 years of being like second best, and then we ended up winning the league. So yeah, wow. That was my most memorable.
Yeah. Who else had the most memorable moment of winning a trophy in the WBBL? What was the most memorable moment? Background.
Oh, just anyone.
Anyone who volunteer. Anyone. Who was
I mean, mine will take literally like 2 seconds, because I've only been in WBL 1 year and we won one trophy, and it was the trophy like literally like right before Corona. So like all the Premiership and stuff have been cancelled, and there's us trying out to Scotland playing here there. But yeah, we ended up winning, so it was worth it.
Talk us through that moment.
I have two. Can I have two?
If you want to have two, then if you want to have two, go ahead.
So the first one, I don't remember what year it was. Naomi, you might remember. Do you remember we played, I think it was the playoff final against Nottingham at Worcester? I don't know what year that was.
That year, and we'd like forgot our kit, and we had to warm up in Worcester kit.
Yeah, that year. So that one was memorable just because, for personal reasons, I think just at the end of the season, literally the week of the finals, me and my sister were both playing on the Hatters team, and our dad was diagnosed with cancer, and like 3 days later was the final. So I think that one was like really memorable for me, in terms of like, obviously we went out there to try and win it for him, and then the second one was obviously the one last year where we won like right at the end against Seven Oaks.
Okay.
Two most memorable ones for me.
All right. Where you can dig yourself up a little bit.
Yeah. What about you, T?
Probably our first at Seven Oaks. My first when we won the league at the O2, just because it wasn't expected. Like walking into the arena, people were like telling us like you got to be Nottingham, you guys got to be Nottingham, and we were just okay, you know, whatever. I don't think. I know from me and Cap's perspective was like, yeah, like we're gonna go out and play and we're gonna make it a game. But I think kind of the younger ones were a bit like, because we had just, I think we lost to you guys maybe. No, we played you in the last game of the season, but Siobhan, you wasn't playing. I remember.
Oh, it's sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so they were all like, well, Siobhan wasn't playing. We were like, okay. Like we still got to go play her, you know what I mean? So I think for us, we were just like, and I don't even think Lynn, he put on a brave face, but I don't know if he actually believed that we would win. So I think it shocked him that, we actually won. For us, I feel like that was probably the year we were like the underdogs and kind of came out of nowhere in the league. So that'd probably be the most memorable one.
What about yourself, Rianne?
Well, we only won one, but it's definitely the most memorable basketball moment for me. I think even if like we went on this year to win the playoff finals or whatever, this would still be my most memorable moment because we won the cup in Birmingham. I'm from Birmingham. Like my mom's probably watched me play basketball like 3 times. That was her 3rd time. And then like my nephews, they've never really watched me play basketball. So for them to see like that stage and that, like the possibilities that are open in like their life and stuff like that, that just really meant a lot to me. My college coaches, my Birmingham Force coach, they were all there. So for me, it was just like full circle. And I don't think anything's going to top that. We could go to a playoff final in London. It won't have the same feel in Scotland or wherever the trophy final or whatever that was. Just not going to have the same feel. So that was definitely a highlight for me.
Was that the same time when Worcester won as well? Was it this cup final has just gone?
No, the Riders won. It was in like, what year are we in now? 2020? 2017, something like that. Yeah. I think it was Glasgow versus Leicester Riders was the game after. It might have been Eagles.
Because Kofi also won one as well, being from Birmingham.
Yeah, he won the last one, yeah.
I kept Birmingham clearing it up, Is that like you got going on now, yeah?
Right, well, I said that was 2017. I ain't had nothing else since. But that's how I was going on.
What about you, Nicolette?
The one that I won, the O2, the playoff finals. Never played anywhere like that in my life. So it was just amazing. And, like Rianne said, like the people around me was hyping it. It was the first time. Like my family, they don't come to watch me play often. So I had like my cousins from London came down. Everybody hyping about it, sharing stuff, watching it on the red button. So the first one, of course, I've not had another one. But it was an amazing feeling, and to win the way we did against the team we played under the circumstances, unbelievable feeling, and it was amazing.
Nice one. And Naomi, did you have one as well? Was yours?
I've probably got 2. Another greedy one. My first one was probably.
Wasn't it?
I know exactly. Indecisiveness. That's what it is. The first one was against. It's actually against Barking, and it was the first year of the Wbbl in the cup. And it wasn't the closest to finals, if I'm completely honest. But it was more for me. That was kind of, I felt like a bit like my breakthrough moment from having obviously always been a Hatter and come through as a junior. I think it was the first time I felt I'd actually really contributed to some of the trophies I'd earned over the years. And kind of that was the transition of me not just being the youngster playing up, but actually a fully affiliated member of the senior team. And then the other one, for a slightly different reason, will have been the cup final last year. Not because my knees were in the greatest of shape, but it was kind of my comeback season after the first knee surgery. And so my appreciation for the game and all those kind of things, and knowing how hard I'd had to work to get in that position, and then obviously to get to lift the trophy with Helen was kind of a big deal, rather than just being the one doing like this.
The game where Helen hit that shot.
Yeah, that one. That BBC viral video.
That was crazy.
Sorry, T.
We kept watching the tape, and it was one of those moments I didn't feel like we played our best, and they played really good, and everything was going in, and I was like, okay, I know we were supposed to be switching everything, and then Helen was just like, hey, I'm here, pass me the ball so I can shoot, and we went back and watched the tape so what happened over here? And we all looking at each other
that
like,
wasn't even our play though. That wasn't
Huh?
what we showed up.
I know. I know. I figured it wasn't because she was like, so I'm like, there's no way that's what they were going for. She was just so wide open, like she had no other choice but to take it.
I remember.
I always watched that play after that where Kat got the shot away, and we were just as clueless in terms of our switches. 2 people went with 1 person.
Yeah.
Like for her to get that shot away at the end, I always watch that back and I think, what the hell happened there?
It was crazy. It was a good game, but it was crazy. Like afterwards, I think that was the first time that I think I still had my uniform on for some reason. I was doing something and I was out where everyone was, and the amount of kids that came up, and I was like, wow, you guys, and it was like little boys, little girls. I was like, that was a good game. I was like, yeah, you're salty, but you have to be nice. But so yeah, that was cool after that though.
Well, that play written up for I believe was for Sarah or something, right? Because she did say that's what happened, and I think
there was like 3 different options. There was like Sarah to come off, Ali to come off down the bottom, and then me for the 3. We have like 3 different options off that play, but I don't think we've ever run it right at the time that we need to run it right. But we confused them somehow.
Exactly. I think the fact that it looked like you guys had no idea helped.
No, we were supposed to be switching, but for some reason, one of my teammates were like in the lane. I don't know if it was supposed to be help. Nobody was there, but she was just in the lane. And then as the ball was in Helen's hand, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this is me." I'm like, "Yeah, well, you're a little late."
It was almost an and-one. She hit a little bit harder. It was definitely an and-one.
Yeah, exactly. She was so late. But
the best part of that shot for me was the commentator when Helen took the shot. Helen Naylor! Helen Naylor! I was like, damn, boy. Well, that was dope, man. Helen Naylor! I was like, yeah, all right, calm down, mate.
It was the fact we all went to celebrate, like there wasn't still time on the clock as well. We were like, oh wait.
Yeah.
Because like I just remember like Helen scoring, and then she sort of like turned around and was like, with like her hands in the air like this. That's like all I remember, and I'm thinking, play defense. Like you've got.
Also, Siobhan, you was really cheering for them, is what you're saying.
I was neutral.
Oh, you're
fine.
I do remember that Helen, Sarah said when you hit the shot, everyone started celebrating, and you went. Sarah said Helen was like, "Get back on defense. What are you doing? Stop messing back."
Yeah, get back.
Running towards me, and I was like, no, there's still time. Go back. And you can see me like going like this, and everyone's like, woo!
We all even froze. I think Lamb was like with his hands on his hip, like watching it, and then he was like, yeah, timeout. And I'm like, Lamb, I'm admiring the shot. We need to draw up something on the other end. It was so funny. We always tease him like, Lamb, what was you doing? He was like, well, man, it was a good shot. I'm like, yeah, but we need one on the other end. That was funny.
That was a big shot. What about go for another moment as well, where I was watching some of the highlights of the Leicester and Durham Cup finals. Ella and Nicolette, talk us through some of those moments, because Pardon?
The trophy one just got.
I saw what's the name going off? That Sarah. I can't say a second name. I'm not butchering all my names now today. I'm just saying Sarah.
I'm not going to try and butcher a name either, but yeah.
And then,
Girl from Iceland.
And then Durham, you had Betsy going nuts with the shots.
Betsy's on a different level. Like, one of our scout things was like, do not let Betsy get any shots off. Like put one of our better defenders on her. Like, we was like, you don't give her any room at all. And that somehow translated to give us some room, and then she got hot and
do it again.
Screwed us over a little bit.
Oh yeah, her run at the beginning, was it it was first quarter, wasn't it? It was all in the first quarter. She like hit, what was it, like 3 back-to-back or whatever, I don't know. It just seemed like
she hit like 3 back-to-back threes, and we put the 2 guard. We ended up changing the 2 guards that were guarding her on the court, and then she hit another one. And I'm looking at Jesper like, you need to put someone else on her. Just bring someone on that all they're gonna do is play defense. Like, I don't care, they're gonna score. Like, it's not. Come on, like they've got one job and it's to guard her. But it worked out. We won. It was fine.
When she gets going, like she's scary, man. Like, you know, like she can be quiet, but then as soon as she hits one, she literally can shoot whenever, wherever, and it just goes in. Like, she's like scary when she's hot.
Can't rest, and she can create space for herself really well as well. Yeah, Betsy's an amazing shooter.
Yeah.
Talk us through when you tried to guard Sarah on the Riders team, because I saw her growing up as well. But
you tried to guard me.
Or anyone on your team?
I was like, I mean, this girl's massive. I was like, I can't guard. I mean, Leicester's difficult. You have to guard everybody, and we are a very undersized team. So, you know, we beat them the week before without Ella, so that's why we won. Not just kidding. But Ella is you know, she's a big body, so, you know, we were happy not to have her there. But we did think we could win the game. You know, it didn't start off very well. You guys scout really, really well, and throughout the game, like for example with Betsy going off, you know, you changed what you did. And I don't think she scored. I think she scored one more point in the second half or something like that. So yeah, they gave us a hard time. They're very long. We like to get to the basket, a lot of us, which wasn't easy to do. Leicester like to do this kind of zone kind of defense and keep the big guys in the middle and protect everything and switch. And so it was a difficult game, and to be fair, the way we played and how we still scored and how we still stuck through it, and gave ourselves an opportunity to win. I think it was tied with, like, I don't know, was it like a minute, 2 minutes to go, and we were down most of the game, but unfortunately we didn't win, and we gave everything we had, and you know, Leicester played a great game. I hope it was a great game to watch.
It looked like a good game. I saw some of it. So I saw the second half. It was a good game. And the Newcastle game.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.